everyone. Abby here.
Jason.
We're just two of the five that make up our wandering family, and today we are in Guadalupe Mountains National Park, one of the most gorgeous places we have ever been to, I would say.
It's pretty stunning. This is Mckittrick Canyon right behind us. We haven't been able to explore much of Mckittrick, but we've been able to explore some of the other areas of the park, and it's just a stellar place. We're not too far. We're about an hour 15 from where we're staying.
On the New Mexico side. We're in Texas right now.
Texas. But really, the closest services to this place are Carlsbad, New Mexico. Yeah. Otherwise, you're another 111 miles to El Paso, Texas.
What is that sign that as you pass Carlsbad Caverns, as you pass like White City? Is that what it's called?
No services for the next 135 miles.
Yeah, so make sure you gas up.
So Carlsbad is usually the home base for people that explore Guadalupe Mountains, and you can explore Carlsbad Caverns as well, as you can see in our Carlsbad Caverns video. But this park is just stellar, and it's a do not miss. It's a hiker's park.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hiking trails. We did a big one. We did Devil's Hall.
We did.
Big for a family.
Yeah. So here's the interesting thing about Devil's Hall. The amount of families with kids of all different age ranges that we passed coming off the trail as we were starting. And I remember thinking like, oh, okay, these people have like a 2-year-old on their shoulders. This is going to be, we got this. And then all of a sudden we're on the trail and then it starts getting really rugged.
It gets pretty dark.
And
there's
then,
climbing of rocks.
And then it's like, we're going to start climbing up and then we're going to start climbing down. And I'm thinking to myself like, wow, how did they turn around? Like, how did everyone do this with, such small children? Because we had Henry and he was 4 and Henry, way to go, Henry. He totally held his own, but it was slow going and it was at times, it's a moderate hike.
And it is definitely moderate.
Yeah.
And hard almost.
Right. And
if it was more uphill, it'd be hard.
I think if there's the low end of moderate and like the high end of moderate. We're in the high end of moderate, but we did not make it all the way to Devil's Hall. Let's just get it out there. We did not. We did
about 3 miles round trip.
We did about 3 miles. We just got started too late. So the ranger, and this is the second time this has happened to us. I just want to point this out. The ranger, I asked her like, what's the round trip? And she said 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, awesome. And then as we're on the hike, I started having like post-traumatic stress disorder flashbacks to Voyageurs National Park when we were on the hike that was only supposed to, according to the ranger, take, I think he said, 2 to 3 hours. And we were on that trail for over 5 hours. And so I was like, okay, she must have meant 2 to 3 hours for a really fit, like super hiker and not for a family with small people.
If I was really fit super hiker, which I'm not, I don't know that I would want to go that fast though. There's just so much to take in. Devil's Hall is one of those hikes where it's not just, there is a pretty thing at the end, but it's not just that, it's beautiful the entire route.
Do not get me wrong. Like the time that we were on the hike was absolutely worth it. And it just offered some views. Now I think keep alluding to the fact that it was the kids that were slowing us down. But let's be honest, I think Jason took like 400 pictures and I probably took, I don't know how much video on my phone, and I kept stopping for pictures myself. And so you get so wrapped up in, especially if this sort of view is not something you see every day, you get so wrapped up in like wanting to see it and stopping and always saying like, oh, look at that, or oh, you guys look over here. And then the next thing you know, it's been like a mile and it's been an hour.
Yeah.
And so I think that was kind of the downfall for Devil's Hall for us. But we did a couple of smaller things today. We did the Frijole Ranch, although this time of year the inside museum is not open yet, so we were able to walk the grounds.
So this is an old ranch that was built in the 1800s. It's right near a road, so if you're not a hiker, this is a place where you can get out and explore a little bit. There's also an off-road, you have to have a 4-wheel drive vehicle route that you can take right by Frijole Ranch. And it's about a mile from the visitor center. And the visitor center is where we took the Devil's Hall Trail. From the visitor center, you can also take the El Capitan Trail and get to see
Woo!
the sort of signature view of this park, El Capitan Mountain, and then the Guadalupe Peak is the tallest peak right by it.
And El
Those
Capitan
are some serious hikes.
yeah, that the first one you mentioned was 11.3, and it's rated strenuous. And the Guadalupe Mountains, I think, was like low nines total mileage, and it was also rated strenuous. So
they're all day round trippers for
yeah,
sure. And
right,
there is backcountry camping here. You can do sort of backcountry camping. Back at the visitor center area, there is also the RV camping area, which is essentially a parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
No hookups. I mean, it is a parking lot.
It is. It's not essentially
a good bathroom though. There's no
really
showers, but a good bathroom.
Good bathroom, parking lot, and really small tent camping area as well. And by small, I mean a tent camping area for smaller tents, like our big Agnes, which is
it's an 8-person. It wouldn't fit in these tents.
No,
they're really nice. They're secluded back in sort of little areas. You park and then you get to walk a short little walk to your campsite. But they can really only fit maybe a 4-person tent.
Yeah, I said to Jason, I feel like that tent camping area is really designed for the serious hiker who's coming in to summit those couple of peaks and doesn't have a lot of gear, or even those who are headed into the backcountry, because we saw, which this was so cool, they're like my hero family. We saw a family getting their permits today to head into the backcountry. I think they said they were going to be in there for a week, and they had kids that looked to be around Ethan and Jack's age. And I just
7 to 10.
Yeah. And I also think it's really cool and ambitious this time of year too to be doing that, because
it's cold at night here.
It's cold. The temperatures are getting below freezing. So
high was maybe 55 today, something like that. And yes, our water hose froze last night. So
a little bit warmer.
It's below freezing.
A little bit warmer today than it was yesterday at Carlsbad when we filmed the video for Carlsbad, and I was freezing the whole time. So today is an improvement.
It was slightly later. Once that sun gets right behind that peak over there, as it's about to do, it's going to cool off here as well. But so then Mckittrick Canyon area here is another area that you can hike in through the canyon, and you can see sort of stuff that you don't see in the Southwest, like big towering pine trees and sort of a real forest.
Migration for birds and different types of wildlife. And they have a great junior rangers program here that we were able to complete in a day, although I think if you have 2 days to complete it, do. Yeah. And it's fun because they'll give, for if you do like 4 activities, the kids get the badge. But if you do 6 activities, you get the badge and the patch, so bonus to do a few more.
And they have a senior ranger program, which is a new thing that I hadn't heard of before.
No.
It is meant for anybody over 13 years and older. Adults, it's not senior citizens, it's not just teenagers, it's for anybody.
Did you ask them?
I talked to them about it, yeah.
Okay, because I was confused. Mm-hmm. And I totally want to do it. And because he brought it to me and I thought, oh, cool, seniors.
You do it and you get
Once
a patch.
again, the kids and the seniors, that's awesome. And then he was like, no, we can do it.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to get, we get a patch. Like, that's so cool. So,
but you can, so if you are visiting the Carlsbad area, you can come down here for just a day and you can experience some different things. Plan to take 1 hike, I think, and maybe a nature trail or 2. Yeah. But if you have more time, definitely spend some more time here. This is our 2nd day here. We'd love to come back another day. I don't think we can. But Carlsbad is certainly the area to stay. There are a few RV parks around there. We're staying up at the Brantley Lake State Park, which is past Carlsbad. So it is about 1 hour 15 for us to get here. You could maybe stay a good 20 minutes closer.
Yeah. And hey, if you want to boondock it for a night too.
It's a good place to do that.
Yeah, it's a great place. Yeah. It's $8. You know, you're basically just paying to park and then have a bathroom access. But $8 a night. It's first come, first serve. We were there. Today's Monday, and the last time we've been here was on a Saturday, and they certainly were not full in the RV parking section. So it seems like this time of year anyway, seems like a good option. It would give you great access and beautiful views. So we have absolutely enjoyed our time here. I think every time we do one of these videos, I feel like the bar goes a little bit higher because we keep running into experiences and environments that are so foreign to us as Midwesterners. This is not a Midwestern view. Like this, there's just big, towering mountains behind us. So we're having a great time exploring New Mexico, exploring our national parks. Our kids are, for the most part, enjoying the hiking and the walking. Yeah. What else can we say about here before we go? Because
that's about it.
The gate closes in 10 minutes.
The gate closes, yeah. So this area,
so we gotta go.
This area, Mckittrick Canyon, you have to take it's 7 miles away from the visitor center, and it has a gate that closes at 4:30. So you have to be out of here by 4:30. So if you are going to experience 2 different areas, maybe come to this place in the morning and then go over to the main visitor center, because you can still be on those trails until dark, even though the visitor center has closed. And they do have a very nice restroom here as well. No pit toilets. It's great.
But we did the flip of that, and we got here too late, and
so
now we're going to run.
We don't get to walk back into that beautiful canyon. We're going to miss it.
But before we go, if you're enjoying the videos, we would love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. You just click that little subscribe button right there, and we will be back next week with another Our Wandering Family travel adventure.
Bye.